Hi, boys and girls. This week we are talking about homes. We talk about the types of homes we live in. We talk about the types of homes animals live in. And did you guys know that bees, they live in a beehive? I have a picture up here so you can see a beehive. This is the type of homes that bees live in. And also, did you know that farm animals like cows and horses, they live in a barn? Have you seen a barn before? If you drive out in the countryside and you see a red building like this, a red house like this, that's a barn. And the animals stays in a barn. And not only that, rabbits. Who has rabbit at home? I used to have a rabbit. Rabbit lives in a home that is called a hutch. They live in a hutch. That's what rabbits live in, a hutch. And birds lives in what? They live in a nest. Birds lay eggs in a nest, and the baby hatch and stays here until they're ready to fly away. And then squirrels, where do squirrels live? Squirrels lives up in a tree. And sometimes there's ground squirrels that live in a hole in the ground. We actually have a lot of ground squirrels in our yard outside. They make holes and they live in there. And then we also, if you go to the park, if you look up in the tree, you see squirrels climbing trees. They live up in the tree. You know that there's some animals that they can carry their house with them. For example, a snail. Look at the snail. The snail lives in his shell. And he sleeps in his shells and he goes wherever with his home on his back. That's a snail's house. And a turtle? Turtle also lives in his shell. Do you see that? Look at the turtle. The big thing, that's his house. And he goes inside there and he comes out. That's a turtle's house. And of course, a clam also lives in the shell too. That is amazing, huh? Isn't that amazing? Did you guys know that animals can carry their homes with them? Can we carry our homes with us? Not really, huh? But now we talked about if you live in a boat, a houseboat, you can move around. If you live in an RV, you can move around. And you know what? Some people, they live in a tree house. Have you seen a tree house before? A tree house is a house built on a tree. And kids, sometimes to live in. That's interesting, huh? And not only that, live in a house called a coop. They live in a chicken coop. And spider, do you know where spider lives? Spider's home is their web. Spider lives in their web. So if you see a web, chances are you'll see a spider because that's their home. Dogs, what kind of house do dogs live in? Dog lives in a kennel. My dog has a big kennel. And did you know that ants, where does ants live? Ants lives in holes. So in the ground, you see little holes? That's where the ants live. They live in holes. Now, what about fish, sharks, and whale? Where do they live? Where's their home? Their home is in the river, in the lakes, the creeks, and the ocean. That's where they live. They need water to be able to survive. So their homes, it's really big. Whale is so big. Can the whale live in the river? No, whale has to live in the big ocean because the ocean is. So boys and girls, these are some of the homes that I want to show you and I want to teach you. The animals also have homes just like us, but their homes is different than ours.